So let's see how I fare against Shallow Blue in the Queensindian defense. Let's see, I have not really that much clues how to play this opening, but for this there are those training games against those lower rated engines and also some other stuff. So I could go with bishop b4 here, trying to transpose into something like the Queensindian. I guess he hasn't played a3, so I think bishop b4 is kind of fine. And I don't really want my bishop on b7 because it might also go to a6. Okay, he goes bishop there. I don't really want to give it up quite yet. I could go bishop b7 and wait for a3 and stuff along those lines. I mean, bishop a7 was kind of fine. I can also castle, but then he might go... Well, e4 doesn't work, so I can just castle. Because e4 I take the knight and take the pawn. So probably he goes e3 or g3, something along those lines. If he goes g3, I go bishop a6. Might as well go bishop a6 anyway, with knight c6 and knight a5. Okay, now I don't have to grab the knight, but I should, because otherwise he's gonna go e5. Another question is, how should I develop my pieces? I can go for knight e4 immediately. I guess this could be kind of something, but I should probably develop my queenside first. Like bishop b7, there is always time for something like knight e4, and I don't really know quite yet if my knight or my bishop will come to e4. It depends where his queen is going. For example, queen c2, I probably go bishop e4 and d5. So let's see what he's doing. I mean, now he can... Okay, he goes e3. That's not the critical approach to this. I'm probably going with d6, rook e1, and knight d7 and e5 in this kind of setup. e5 immediately is probably not advisable. Can I go with, when the knight is on d7 and the rook is on e1 and the pawn is on d6, can I then execute e5? Pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes, yes. So this kind of plan isn't that bad actually. I mean, he always has those moves like d5 to shut down my bishop, but my bishop can reroute and I get the square on c5 for my knight. I might as well go a5 at some point. So bishop d3. He's still not able to play e4, and I want to meet e4 with e5. So knight d7, queen c2, rook e8, e4, e5. That's kind of nice. I think my position isn't bad after this. I think the opening went not that bad. I mean, he has the bishop pair, but still, and his bishops are quite menacing, pointing at my king. c5 for rook e8. Guess I go there, and whenever he goes queen c2, I'm giving up the bishop for the knight. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm shattering his structure around the king, but then I'm left with two knights against two bishops. So, okay, he goes back. Prepares to move e4, but still, I'm gonna go e5. Maybe I can go e4 at some point. If he goes d5, I go knight here with an attack on the bishop. Okay, he goes bishop. That's kind of a thematic move. I could go g6, but I don't really want to. And that's difficult. I mean, till here it was kind of not that hard to guess the moves, which I'm not losing, or not that terrible anyway, but now I'm not that sure. I mean, g6 weakens this diagonal, although g6... He's probably going bishop h3. I can go knight f8. Pawn takes. Knight f8 is not that bad. Knight f8 to g6. Or to e6 even. Knight of 97, g3, f5. I don't really trust in this kind of stuff. So, so how can I get my queen into the game? I can go g6, queen d7, queen f8, queen h6. That might be interesting. Can also go h5, knight there. No, this I can't. So how am I going to go about this position here? I mean, I'm slightly worse, I guess, due to the bishop here, and this bishop to f5 is really quite a nice move, positionally, strategically speaking. So, okay, if my knight is on c5, it would be great, but he hasn't played d5 yet. I can open up the line. No, this would open up the line for his bishop. If he takes on e5, I can always go knight takes. So that's not that bad. I don't really want to go c5. I could go a5. But I guess, well, if I go knight to f8, he's probably going d5. But, well, anyway, I can go bishop c8 then and exchange that bishop for mine. But this bishop is pretty strong. I guess it's stronger than this bishop. No, I don't. The knight is defending the c4 pawn though, so I don't have something like bishop a6. I don't really find a useful move here, how to improve my position. Don't want to destroy it. So knight f8 he can take or go d5. Well, if he goes d5, I'm exchanging and go back on d7. That's not bad. But if he takes, I have to go pawn takes. I don't really want to go pawn takes. I can go with something like a waiting move, also not really preventing b4. If I go a5, b4 takes, rook takes, queen takes. What have I achieved? I mean, I can also go g6 and knight there. Actually, g6 and knight here might not be that bad. g6 knight here, and I'm preparing also f5, and I'm attacking the bishop, and if takes f3. I'm probably going back e4 and I have f5. I guess I'm gonna go with g6. I guess I'm gonna still go with g6. I mean, it weakens this dark squares around my king, so in the long term it might be a bad move, but I don't really see anything better than g6, knight e4 and f5. Well, he prevents this anyway. He goes back with the bishop. Knight h5, f5. And also to g7 I can... And my queen can come out. So knight h5, queen g5 might be something. I'm not sure. What about f4? Don't really see why f4 should be bad for me. I can always meet f4 with something like e5, but then d5 and this bishop's diagonal opens up. So I don't really want to go e4. I guess I'm gonna go with... I can also go h5. h5 could also be something. h5, h4 and knight h5. Or I'm gonna go with f5, but he goes to b3 and then this diagonal becomes dangerous. I don't really trust this. I mean, I can go h5, h4, h3 in some of those lines. I guess I'm gonna go with h5. I want to keep my pawn on f7 because of something like bishop b3. So what is he doing? Can he take on h3 if my pawn arrives there? Okay, he closes out my bishop, but this gives me this e5 square, this c5 square. But not for long. Not for long. Because he always has b4. I don't have knight there. I mean, I can go a5, but I'm not really able to go a4. He still can go b4. So what? My knight on c5 is just provoking c5, so this is not really that big of a deal. So my rook here looks now pretty stupid. The knight can go to c5. No, well, actually I can go e4 and knight e5. Well, knight e5 could be bad. What about knight g4, and then he goes h3 probably. Queen here takes. If my rook would be on the h file, it would be simpler, but I don't really think I can achieve something like this. Knight here to h6 to f5, e4, knight there. This could, well, I can go knight there, and after h3 go to h6 to f5. I guess that could be something. Can also go king there, but then he hits me with f4. Yeah, this bishop, I really want to get rid of it, but how? Well, actually, if I go a5 and knight c5, well, then he has b4. I don't have time for a4. What about a5, a4, bishop takes a4, and then knight here, heading the bishop. Bishop c2, I don't think I have anything there. I guess I should probably just continue with h4 at some point and h3, but how? What's the right move? I mean, it would be a dream if I can get my knight there. h4, h3 is probably just gonna take it. Knight g8, queen d7, h4, h5, and knight g4. Well, actually, knight g4 and h3 isn't that bad anyway. I mean, I don't know that. I'm not that sure about this stuff. Well, if he goes f4, I have knight g4 hitting the e pawn and preparing knight here, so I can go there. And if f4, knight here, pawn takes, knight takes, he doesn't really have that much. And I'm also preparing some bishop move to the back. Is a5 doing something? Can I insert a5? I guess I'm inserting a5 anyway. And if he... I mean, what is his plan? What is my plan? I mean, my plan is probably something like putting something on h3 at some point and exchanging one pair of rooks. Because b4, I mean, or should I let the queen side be closed? Actually, I think I should. I'm trying to leave it closed. So I'm gonna go with knight of 8, remaneuvering it to h7 and maybe to g4 and queen d7, h4, h3. That's the plan. Let's see how good it is. So queen f3, right? Okay. So now bishop here to bishop g4. Okay, he's not really hitting the knight. It's defended by the queen. And if he goes knight e4, I can always take it and go f5. I can also protect my knight. So I guess I'm gonna go here, but then he goes h3. Now I could go king g7. Can also go back with the knight. Well, now a5, a4 could be something, because now he's not really able to take it, but a5 he kind of has b4, and then I can take and do stuff. But first of all, well, a5, c5, this... Okay, something in me tells me that I should just go knight h7, because now knight g4 comes with a tempo. But first I guess I should move the bishop here to prepare something like this. Bishop g4. I guess I'm gonna go back with the bishop now. Preparing bishop g4, and if he goes h3 I have knight h7 to g4, and maybe even some sacrifice. e4, right. So bishop g4, queen g3. Queen g3. What about h4 first? I can still go bishop there, and then he has to go on either on one of those squares. If he goes there, I have king there. So I think h4, bishop g4 could be a plan here. Could be a plan. I can go bishop g4, and if he goes queen g3 I can go h4, so I don't have to start with h4. I guess I'm gonna go here. Now he can go to g3 because h4 is hanging, right. So if he goes h3, he can also go f3. This square here could be weak. What about g4? g4 looks extreme, but it kind of threatens knight there to there, and h4. Well, g4, h3, h4, queen here, hitting the g-pawn, knight h7, probably the f knight even, because the other knight can come there. Well, if I go g4, h3, h4, he goes there with a double attack, so that's probably not that great. But I still want to go g4 at some point. What? I can go knight here, but then the bishop is not really covered if I go h4. So what about knight here? And then it's difficult. It's pretty difficult. There is one move missing. I mean, I can always retreat the bishop to, let's say, d7 or something. Is he trying to go f4? I think I should still go g4, and if I don't have to go there anyway. But h3, and then this pawn is hanging. So I guess I should start with some knight jump. Probably continuing with the plan. Knight here. And after h3 retreating, and then go g4, h4. That's not bad. Queen d7, and maybe there are some sacrifices coming. I kind of have some plan, but I'm down on 5 minutes 53. So, okay, h3. Bishop d7, queen c8. g4, h5. Knight g4. Stuff. Maybe I go all the way back. Knight c8. No. Okay, the position is closed. I should leave it that way. So I guess he should go f4. Yes, he does. f4 is the only move to kind of stay in the game. I want to go h5, but I simply can't. And I don't really... Okay, takes, bishop takes. So I guess I have to go queen d7, because takes, bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes is bad for me. What have I done to my position? I mean, f4 is just a good move. But if he takes, everything is still covered. So I guess queen d7, so he takes, right. Okay, I obviously have to take back. So b4. You can also go bishop b4. Wow, yes, that's a kind of good move. I guess I have to go back. But then I can have a5 with a tempo. Well, I don't have any other choices, so why not just go back immediately? I'd have 7 a5. A5, he's putting more pressure on this, so a5. A5 he just goes back, and then I have problems with the pawn. My position is so bad. My position is just unbearably bad. I mean, f4 was just crushing me. I mean, what have I done in this game anyway? I should have gone with a5 maybe. I tried different kind of thought processes. They haven't worked out well, I am sure. So how am I protecting this pawn? I mean, b4. Yeah, there's just a move missing. What can I do here? h4 is not really that good. I can just resign here, right? Can probably just resign. I can probably just resign. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I guess I'm gonna resign now because I'm losing a central pawn, and then my whole position falls apart. I mean, I don't have the space, I don't have the... I have nothing here. I mean, this bishop, this f4 just crushed me. Okay, resigns. The Queensindian, right. I guess it was playable till something around, I don't know. Yeah, this was the first weird move, I guess. This was the first weird move. Okay, yeah. So let's see. See you at the analysis. Ciao.